So today we're making a cheese and pepper biscuit. So I've used a store-bought, already made biscuit dough. Just to make it easier, you can go ahead and make your own dough if you like. And then I brushed it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then I cracked a little bit of black pepper and I sprinkled it with Parmesan cheese. Now I have some that is just cheese, and then the rest are pepper. They're pepper and cheese, just because, you know, Marcus doesn't like spicy food. So you're gonna pop these babies into the oven at 350 for about 12 minutes. Okay. In between that time, make sure that you stop and you rotate the pan so you can have an even color on them. So there it goes. So we got 6 minutes on the timer, and we're gonna wait for those bad boys to come up. So we're also gonna make some fritters, which is going to be with cod, and I made a little bit of addition to it today. So we're gonna add some kale. So in here in this mixture, I have my dry ingredients, which are flour, baking powder, a little bit of pepper, onions, diced green peppers, and kale, of course. So I have my cod boiling away, and we're gonna check on it. Let's see how it is. So you want the cod to be nice and soft, flaky, like this. And it's good to make the mixture with warm water, including the water that you boil the cod from, as long as you've already washed it a couple of times, so it's not too salty. You want to bring that good taste from the cod into the fritters. So I'm gonna keep on shredding this cod, and then I'm gonna use about 1.5 cups of the juice.
Behind you.
To make the fritter mixture. So this is about 1.5 cups of cod. It's an 8-ounce package that I've soaked, rinsed, and boiled for about 15 minutes to get this nice soft consistency. Now before I add this water into my mixture, I'm going to taste it just in case it's a little too salty. It's happened to me a couple of times. And then in there goes your... So this one is a bit salty, so we're gonna add less of that water. Oh, pause. You paused it? Okay, so I'm adding the cod into my mixture, into my dry mixture. And it goes, oh my God, look at that, it looks so yummy. I sound like Kayla. It's so yummy. Alright, so you want to mix this in a little bit before you add your water, just to incorporate everything. Now you can make this gluten-free with rice flour. I'm using rice flour today as well. You can also make it vegetarian without the cod. It's a great, nice starter item. Okay, so like I said, I'm only gonna use half of the salty water because it's a little bit too salty to taste. So I'm gonna use a 1/2 cup of that salty water. And then I'm gonna pour 1 cup of regular water. Now you can always, if you need more water, it's best to add water than to obviously take water out of the fritter. So you don't want to put too much water, and then your fritter, now it's too watery. You want to have like a good pancake-like consistency for your batter. Just like this. Oh, look at that greenery. That looks so beautiful. Again, you do not have to salt this because you have the saltiness from the cod and the cod water. All right, so our batter is ready. And we're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes before we're gonna go ahead and put it into the fryer to make our fritters. So our 6 minutes are up, and then we're gonna go ahead and open the oven and rotate our biscuits. Look, they're already getting brown. They look delicious. Now I have here some Parmesan crisp. You can buy these at the store. Pretty much it's just Parmesan cheese that has been air baked, and they're just like light and fluffy, kind of feels like croutons, but it's just cheese. So we're gonna pop a little bit right on top of them just to give it some crunch. We're like elevating this biscuit game, you know? All right, so in we go again for an additional 6 minutes. All right, so now we're going to make some pantalón de plátano maduro. This is one of my favorite side dishes. It's super simple to make, especially when your plantains are just getting overripe. It's even better. So right here, I have 3 sweet plantains that I've peeled, cut, and boiled for about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to smash them lightly. Since they're very sweet already, since they're very ripe, this is a very easy job. So you're gonna smash them until you have a good smooth consistency, and then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of mantequilla, and you're gonna incorporate that into the mixture. Then we're gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I use Himalayan pink salt. It just tastes so much better. It's much better for you. You can use regular salt or sea salt. Now we're gonna incorporate that into the plátanos. And we're gonna start with our first layer. Now because this item, it's not very sticky, I'm just gonna grease my pan just a little bit to ease the release. So I have an oven safe pan here, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive oil, and I'm gonna work it around to make it easier.
Why are you knocking on
For the pastel to come out as soon as it's ready. Alright, so you're gonna work with your first layer. This is just like a lasagna. And you're gonna pour a first layer of the plantain mixture into the bottom of the pan. Look at this! Now, some people do this differently. Instead of boiling the plátanos, you can fry them into strips, and then you can do it that way. Whichever way you like it best. This is the way I prefer it. Okay, so then here I have some sauteed onions. I took 1 large onion, I sauteed it, added a little bit of salt and pepper to it, and then I'm going to add that to my second layer. Now, some people, again, they make this with ground beef, ground chicken, whatever you like. I mean, it's literally like a lasagna, so you can stuff it with anything you like. I did forget one thing, the most important thing.
I thought you were gonna help
cheese.
Me, Daddy. I thought you were gonna help me.
Mixed cheese, you can use just white cheese, Mexican cheese, or mozzarella cheese. This one gives it a nice bite to it because it has both mozzarella and cone. Okay, so a nice layer goes in there, and then we go back and build again. So plátano first. I remember when my mom taught me how to make this dish. She loves this dish. My kids do too. All right. Even layer. Very important so it can bake evenly. And then top with your onions. Even layer, you want every bite to be the same. Ooh, it smells like a biscuits. You're gonna let them out to cool down before we bite into them. And more cheese. Queso, queso, yo quiero queso. So, little fun fact about me, when I was going to school, I wanted to be an iron chef so bad. So I think one of these days I'm gonna battle my husband just to kind of fulfill that dream. All right, so this is our last layer, and that's just the cheese. And then we're gonna pop it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. I always put a pan in the bottom, just because you don't know if it's gonna spill. Easier to clean a pan and clean the oven. Okay, so you wanna put in your middle rack or your bottom rack. And it goes. We'll see what comes out. So we're gonna make a little sauce for our fritters because everything is better with a sauce, right? So we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of mayo, and then 1.5 teaspoon of this garlic chili sauce. It's amazing. It's not too spicy. It kind of gives us such an amazing flavor. So then we're gonna mix that in. And then we're gonna add, this is Mayer lemon, so it's sweeter. It still has a citrus flavor, but it's more of a blend between an orange and a lemon. Now, every time that you are squeezing citrus, always squeeze up. That way, any seeds that you might have fall into your hand and not into the bowl. Oh, and there goes one. And then also, it helps to release the oils from the skin of the citrus, which is something that you definitely want. So this is half of the lemon. I just had some slices left over from that I was going to put with the fritters, so I figured I'll just add it. So we're gonna mix that in. Typically I add some cilantro to this or some parsley. Whatever greenery you may have to just make it bright. Today we're gonna add some green onions to it. Okay, so we're gonna mix that, and then we're gonna add our green onions to it. All right, so green onions, slice it very, very thin. So I have about 1 stalk of green onions. I'm just slicing that thin. And then I'm gonna add that to my sauce. I'm gonna reserve a little bit because I want to sprinkle that on top of the fritters. Okay, so a little goes into the sauce and you mix. And it just gives it a nice brightness and that taste for the sauce so it's not too fatty. Okay, so here's our sauce for our fritters. Okay, so we're ready to fry our fritter. Like I said, you want your mixture to... Alright, so we're ready to fry our fritters. And like I said, you want your mixture to kind of just set a little bit just so it can soak up all the flavors and it's not too runny. So I'm using a portion scoop, like an ice cream scoop. If you don't have any of this, you can use 2 spoons or just 1 spoon. And I am just going to grab a little bit portion of my mixture and drop it into my oil. My oil right now is at about 350 degrees. You want to make sure that you keep an eye on the ones that you drop because they do like to cook fairly quickly. Do not overcrowd your pan. That way they have room to really fry all together. Okay? So, like I said, they do fry pretty quickly. Make sure that they're nice and separated. And once you start seeing a lot of bubbles around them, that means that the bottom portion of it is getting ready to be nice and golden. So this one is ready to flip. You want to put them in order. That way when you flip it in order. And you know which ones are ready when. Just gonna stir it one more time. Let's check on our pastelón. So our pastelón is doing great. Our cheese is melting. It has about 4 extra minutes to go. So our pastelón is ready and we're gonna take it out of the oven. Be very, very careful because this could be extremely hot. So this is our pastelón. We're just gonna let it cool here a little bit and then we serve. We're gonna show you how it tastes. Because you can taste it. I'm sorry.
Daddy.
Alright, so I'm still doing our fritters.
Daddy, can you help me now?
So this is our last batch of fritters here in the pan.
Daddy, can you help me now? Don't get tired.
And this is how they've come up so far.
Daddy,
Look how delicious that looks. So I have my testers now coming so they can tell me what this new invention kind of tastes like. So stay tuned. Okay, so here we have our fritters, our biscuits, and our pastelón. Look at this deliciousness. So hopefully you guys like the video. I wish you could really enjoy it and taste it. Maybe you can taste it through the camera. Look at that. Thanks for joining us. Alright, so we have a taste tester in the house. Give it up for Kayla. Alright, so she's going to try this and she's going to tell you how delicious it is.
I don't say this. Every time I try different.
Alright, there you go, ma'am. Oh, this looks so good. So, you have there a pastelón with cheese and sauteed onions with sweet plantains and a kale and cod fritter. Okay. So, tell me. Mm. It's hot? Of course. It just came out of the oven.
Take it off.
Marcus, would you like to try the biscuit? It's always business with Marcus. So what do you think about the pastelón?
Everything has a lot of flavor.
Okay.
Like it has sweet and savory
Okay.
notes in it. This one.
I'm using the magic.
Okay. Try the fritter.
I think I'm not gonna. Please.
She's gonna try the fritter now.
Wow.
Ta-da!
It's gonna taste spicy.
Oh, it's good.
Is
Okay.
it spicy?
Describe to me what you taste.
There's a little bit of kick in there.
Okay. Because of the jalapenos.
A little lime.
Okay.
I like the lime notes in there.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
And the
Seriously?
fish in here.
Seriously?
The mayo.
Seriously?
Very good.
Yeah, that
Alright,
accentuates it.
Seriously?
A little salty.
Seriously? Seriously?
Go for us.
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
Really?
I
For
think this
real?
was a
For real?
success.
For real?
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Stay
For
tuned.
real?